Hi friends! This week I had some letters to write and thought it would be cool to make some mixed media cards. So while I was working, I filmed the process. Here's what I used: watercolor paper, a paintbrush, a simple set of watercolors. I had permanent pens standing by, but I didn't use them. Water and a paper towel to clean my brush, and some scraps of fabric as inspiration. My watercolor paper measured 12 inches by 18, so I got out my scissors and cut off 2 inches from the top, then 2 cuts 6 inches apart. That gave me 3 pieces. When folded, they're going to fit inside these envelopes that I found in our desk drawer. To fold the cards, it was simple. Short end to short end. I made a crease with my finger and then used a bone folder to really make a nice crease. And made sure it fit inside the envelope. I repeated that with all the cards. Now for the painting. I got out my watercolors and some water. Set out the card. And I got out the fabric as inspiration. I really like these petal shapes and I thought I would like to mimic that on the card. Loaded up my brush with water, went into 2 different colors of green. And it took me a little while to get into the feel of it. I went back and forth between the 2 greens and let the water blend the pigments together on the card. From the get-go, I wasn't quite sure what these were going to look like, but I knew I wanted to use several different layers of materials and that this was going to be the bottom layer. The last thing I did was get a little bit of paint, and on the opposite side of the card, the side that would normally have the barcode or the manufacturer of the card on it, I made a little stripe, but we'll talk about that later. So this is what I did on all 3 cards. Each one looks unique. Now for the envelope. At first I was thinking that I would put on some more of those leaf shapes, but I made a little mistake and spilled, so I just splattered it on with the brush. While those were drying, I got out my fabric scraps and started to look through them. I got a glue stick as well, and I thought, oh, okay, I can put some glue on the back of these and add them as a next layer on top of these painted petal shapes. First, I just played around with the fabric scraps to see where they might fit, what they might look like, how they might complement one another. And when I was ready to commit glue to fabric to paper, I got to work. I love this kind of a glue stick that is tinted when it's wet, and then when it dries, it's clear. I can see where the glue is going. Initially, I was thinking just one of the fabric petals would be nice, but ultimately I ended up adding several layers of fabric petals to the painted petals, and I'm quite happy with the way they turned out. Here's what they look like when they were dry, but we're not done. I thought it would be really cool to add yet another layer by sewing them to the cards. I got out my special sewing needle that is dedicated just for using on paper, and I put that into my sewing machine. And I just made some stitches from top to bottom of each of the petals. When it was done, I snipped the threads and the last step, I had this little rubber stamp that I had made many years ago. Right on top of that little paint stroke. I thought it added a nice personal touch. See? I'll be able to write inside the card, and look how cute they are with the envelopes. I'm really happy with how they turned out, and I can imagine so many different ways to repeat this process with different shapes. I kind of think they look like ears of corn still in the husk. I'm really happy with how they turned out. I've got a few notes to write now, and I'll pop them in the mail later this afternoon. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. You can click subscribe and ring that bell if you'd like to be notified every time I post a new video. Thanks for watching.